Joe.
My question is in the context of ensuring the protection of residents' investment in life care. Let's assume for a moment that there is a CCRC out there that is in full compliance with a Bill of Resident Rights, a bill that meets, Jack Cumming, your standard for accounting and auditing. In those circumstances, will you agree that that particular CCRC or CCRCs practicing as that one does can still, through no fault of their own, fail financially? In what way are you suggesting that residents be protected in those circumstances? Are you talking about an insurance concept that Leading Age endorses and urges CCRCs that meets your standard for appropriate operation to pay a little additional premium every month into a pot that reimburses the residents that are unfortunately hurt by a failure of a CCRC?
Joe, I hope you'll read the model law. There's also an explanatory paper, I believe, there that talks about how it works. The FDIC program is what you've just described, a pre-assessment program, and those have proven problematic because politicians, when they see a fund built up in advance of failure like that, like to spend it. So the insurance industry wanted it handled at the state level so that they could have input, and they also wanted it to be a post-assessment, and they wanted to have the right to have early intervention, such as what Charlie described, so that they could head off the insolvencies, and that's what they got, and that's what we proposed. Now, for probably 20 years, I chaired the actuarial committee in New York State for the insurance companies, and whenever there's an insurance company where there was even a question, we were called in confidence. The regulators brought in the industry experts, not the corporate politicians, but the technical people in the corporations, to try to help them, advise them on how the insolvency could be avoided, and we generally were able to do that. So if the industry had skin in the game, as they would, then most of this could be handled. You're right. There are many CCRCs that are run on sound principles, and they're all dragged down by the drumbeat of bankruptcy, bankruptcy, bankruptcy that's beginning to affect people so they don't trust you with the entry fees. So we want to help the industry. We're not trying to hurt them.
Thank you for clarifying that. I conclude from what you've said that what you want will not happen until we have legislative action. This is not something that the private sector on its own can accomplish. This will require legislative action by the various departments of insurance throughout this nation. That's what it will require. There's no provision in here for the private sector to find this solution. A private insurer to underwrite.
I think we're off the track a little bit, but I'll answer briefly. No, it would not be an insurable risk. I can avow as an actuary that it's not a stochastic risk and therefore it's not insurable. So if that will put you at ease, as you have a background in insurance, so you understand that very well. Also, to make the intervention to prevent the insolvencies and the impairment, to avoid the situation that you have in Mirabella, to allow people to come in to help Pacific Retirement Services get out of the hole, then you need to have a waiver of the antitrust rules, because generally competitors are not allowed to collude in restraint of trade. So you do need legislation, you're absolutely right. You need national legislation, you don't need it at the federal level, but you can do it through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. Your career's in insurance, you know very well how the national regulation works through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. Most people in the room don't, so I hope you'll get on board.
Well, I thank you for that. I asked the question in part to help the audience fully understand what the issues are and where we have to go to get that nailed down.
We're coming close to our adjournment time.
Home. Do not wait till you get home to extend the invitation to somebody in a workshop, at lunch, in the bathroom, at the hotel, or on your bus.